What's up, Skeeters Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Skeeters Dish, your home to everything Sugar Land Skeeters. I'm your host, Jessica Munoz. This week's episode talks about what's been going on out in the community, as well as what's to come this next homestand, and a sit-down interview with Skeeters owner Marcy Zlotnick. First, let's talk about the community. Just a reminder, the Skeeters are still collecting school supplies donations through the end of this season. These past few weeks have been tough ones for the Sugar Land and Houston community, and the Skeeters are trying to do their part. Members of the team, as well as the front office, have been out in the community assisting with disaster relief and cleanup for those affected by Hurricane Harvey. Swatson got to stop by the Sugar Land Regional Airport to visit the Nebraska National Guard team that's down here helping with disaster relief. He even got to sit in a Blackhawk. Lastly, I have to give a huge shout out to our fans. This past homestand, in just 4 games, $9,938 were donated by fans. That donation was then matched by the Skeeters for a donation close to $20,000 to go out to those affected by this disaster. Thank you so much, fans. I got to sit down with Skeeters owner Marcy Zlotnick. Let's see how it went. I'm joined by Skeeters owner Marcy Zlotnick. Marcy, it's been a tough week for the city of Houston and the Sugar Land Skeeters community, and in all that, you were able to open up Constellation Field as kind of a shelter for those people devastated by the hurricane. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Thank you. It was actually one of the greatest experiences of being able to actually help everybody, or at least I've always wanted to make a difference and try my best, but we could really do something. And when we heard the floods were coming. You know, we live probably about 20 minutes from here. We were flooded on our streets for a couple of days, but then on Sunday it became apparent that the flooding was going to be severe out here. And we discussed opening the stadium. We physically couldn't get here then, and spoke with the mayor and said, okay, let's talk Monday morning. And around 11 o'clock, Mayor Zimmerman called and said, if you can open, we'd like you to open. And Monday night, we had about 370 guests and about 170 animals also staying here. And to see people come in a dump truck with absolutely nothing, soaking wet, no shoes, and be able to say, you're okay now. You're okay. Here's a towel, first of all. Here's a towel. And then we got so many donations in probably 4 hours, and the volunteers were amazing. We had the donations and the clothing lined up by gender, by size, by age, and you could walk right in, and we could completely outfit you, and then you could go upstairs, and we had snacks out, and you know, it's air conditioned, the TVs were on, and it was at least peace and quiet.
And I know we were talking about it earlier, sometimes the worst times bring out the best in people, and you were actually out here working along with a lot of volunteers. Where did they come from?
I put on Facebook that we needed volunteers. And I also contacted a couple of people that I knew who lived very close to here, the former mayor and a couple of people, and I said, could you just send some friends over? And here in walks probably a dozen of some of the sharpest people I have ever met, who literally said to me, what do you want us to do? And I would say, okay, can you run donations? Yeah, we got it from here. We got it. I look over the next day, or not the next day, 2 or 3 hours later, and like I said, everything's perfectly lined up. One woman, I said, can you be the volunteer coordinator? I had never met her before. She said, oh yeah, I got it. Do you have a walkie-talkie? Yeah, I got a walkie-talkie. Great. Okay, I need 10 volunteers here, 10 volunteers here. I'll get one person upstairs, one person downstairs. It was really, and I gotta tell you, the millennials were incredible. Their enthusiasm and their physical ability to load water, unload water. Can you run upstairs and help Mr. Jones bring his bag up? Can you now bring his bag back down? They helped watch over some of the animals when the owners wanted to get a break or go upstairs and get some food. They were so eager to help. It was really encouraging.
And the Skeeters were actually on the road when the hurricane happened. They were finally able to make it back home and play this homestand this past weekend, kind of get back to normal. What went into making that happen?
You know, it's a real catch-22. We want the team to be back here so they could be with their families more than anything else. The city wants the players to be back here and the other team to be here because you do want things to return to normal. But none of the airports were open here. And so and it's not like booking something for 7 people. you're booking it for 30 plus, not for just for the Skeeters, but then we also had it for the Maryland team. So for the Skeeters, we were able to get them to Dallas and then put them on a bus to come to Houston. And for Maryland, I think it was a combination of different airports, different airlines, and they had no problem with it. The other teams in the league have reached out to us and offered to send us their portion of any proceeds that they make on raffles for the month of September. And so it was a logistical, I don't want to say a nightmare because the nightmare was happening here, but it was a huge challenge for everybody. And everybody was amazing. I mean, nobody complained. They just wanted it, they just wanted to help.
And I know there's a long road ahead, and I just want to thank you again so much for everything you've done so far. I'm very proud to be part of an organization that's able to help as much as they can. As always, you can go to our website to find out more information on how to help. But thank you again, Marcy, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Skeeters Dish right after this. The Skeeters return to Constellation Field for the final homestand of the regular season, September 12th through the 17th. First responders get in free to any game this homestand. On Friday night, it's Faith and Family Night, sponsored by Christ Church Sugar Land, and it's also our fireworks finale. It's going to be our biggest show of the year, so you definitely don't want to miss that one. Then on Saturday, the Skeeters are going to be wearing special superhero jerseys that will be auctioned off during our charity jersey auction. Then after the game, it's a post-game concert by Charlie Robinson. Then the regular season wraps up on Sunday for our Fan Appreciation Night. Make sure you're out at the ballpark for lots of fun and giveaways. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I'll see you out at the ballpark.